I'm here with Amie Kromis from Essity, and we just wrapped up an amazing 2 days of launching the first North American Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. Amie, thank you so much for having Karis be a part of this journey. Just wanted to have you share a few thoughts about what this experience has been like in our partnership. So my first question to you is, what do you think is the importance of having someone like Karis help you along this journey in launching a DEI council?
Oh my goodness. I equate it to the work of a Sherpa. And for those who aren't familiar with what a Sherpa does, is if you climb a mountain, let's say you want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Sherpas are those who guide you along that terrain. They've traversed it back and forth to get you to the mountaintop. And so that's what I equate Kiris's guidance, support, being a trusted advisor throughout this process that needs to be taken intentionally, and it needs to be very methodical. And so Kiris always does the healthy challenges, always has the supportive measures in place to make that happen. So, and you've traversed it before many times. So
yes, thank you so much. Well, we've never been compared to a Sherpa, so thank you for that. And we certainly have enjoyed being a part of this ongoing evolution for DEI at Essity. My next question is, what are maybe some of the biggest takeaways from this experience that maybe you personally experienced, but also what you witnessed amongst the colleagues and the teams that were here today?
Yeah, so particularly we took the approach of crafting a planning team to really dig deep into how do we want to communicate this to the organization, all the way down to what's in the application process. And we garnered a cross-section of folks within the organization. And through speaking with them individually, kind of a residual takeaway throughout the process as they interviewed people for the interview, as they interviewed people for the council, as we had our planning team meetings, they learned and started their own DEI learning evolution throughout that process. So I'll give you a prime example. After we interviewed every candidate for the council at Essity, we had someone from Kiris debrief with us afterwards how bias may or may not have shown up in our evaluation. So Kiris would always end last and provide these aha moments for us that not only were valuable in the council, but also that we could take into our daily business way of working when we talk about talent acquisition, when we talk about interview styles. So that was one of the moments that kind of resonate with me most strongly.
I really appreciate that you shared an example of what happened before the council actually launched, because so many organizations focus on the big action being the launch of a council. But what you're sharing is that when we're intentional, when we maybe take a little bit longer than what we planned, because you, I think, initially wanted to go a little bit faster, the organization wanted to go a little bit faster, and there was definitely this tension of really trying to balance being intentional and strategic, really bringing people along the journey with us before we launched. And what I'm hearing you say is that the value is that the learning, the culture transformation began before the council even started.
Wholeheartedly, would fully agree with that.
That's awesome. I love that. All right. Now, a lot of organizations want to launch a culture committee or a DEI council. So think about your colleagues all around the world leading this effort in their organizations. What advice would you give to them about launching a culture committee or a DEI council?
Yes, see this as an opportunity for people to experience DEI. I always say you may not get everyone with the hearts as it relates to DEI, but you may get them from the logical component, or you may get them into the table from how it impacts the business. And so from the beginning with the planning team, a cross section of individuals, also identifying stakeholders for who will be impacted in this process and bringing them on early. So that way it's not an isolated event that's happening within the organization, but more so someone when the council is launched and it's communicated internally, people can say, I was a part of that, right? Or I know that I'm going to be a part of that because they've reached out to me as a partner, whether it's in recruitment or whether it's in operations or whether it's in innovation, to say, well, we're going to be partners to make them bring sustainable change. So see it as a process, just like you were launching any other business imperative, where you bring in these stakeholders proactively. So that way they know what the intention is. And that way they also know that you want to work with them moving forward to really make the company and the organization better overall. So that would be one of the pieces there.
I love it. I love it. Okay, well, thank you for this quick conversation. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for entrusting us on this amazing evolution. You all are doing a fantastic job and are off to a great start.
Kelly, thank you to you and Kiris. So it is right back at you.
Thank you.